Hello, wonderful students. So today I wanted to give you some quick information about synthesizing sources in preparation for our synthesis essay, which will be the last formal major essay that you are writing this semester. So with the actual essay prompt, you are going to be developing an argument that looks at the last lecture and the author's main ideas and using another source to help create an argument. So with those sources, I am going to give you 2 articles this week and 2 articles next week. One of them this week is actually a TED Talk, and one next week will be a commencement address. But what you are going to do is you're going to look at those texts and you're going to pair them with the last lecture in order to deepen your understanding of his main ideas. So you could use the sources to support his perspective, maybe showing how another text kind of reinforces or extends the claims that he is making. Or maybe you're looking at a source and you think it kind of challenges his perspective. Maybe it comes from a contrasting kind of perspective. Maybe it's trying to complicate that by thinking about a different kind of perspective, a different purpose, maybe a different kind of way of looking at mortality or morality or ethics or whatever. So some questions that you might consider when you are writing this essay. In the last lecture, he is a very optimistic person. Do you think that his optimism is oversimplifying the challenges of living meaningfully, or does it offer a necessary perspective? How do the author and another author from one of those supplemental texts differ in their understanding of what makes life valuable? You could consider what might the author and another writer agree on about failure, perseverance, or legacy, and potentially where do they diverge? Or alternatively, you could think about in what ways does confronting death illuminate or distort our understanding of purpose? So with these questions, they are there to kind of spark thought. So if you want to talk about something a little bit different, if you want to kind of forge your own path in a sense, I'm fine with that as long as you are synthesizing the last lecture and one of our other provided texts. And if you are making an argument that deepens your understanding of the ideas from the last lecture. So synthesis at its core is when we are looking at making an opinion, making an argument, kind of becoming informed. We need to have informed opinions. We have to make sure that we're considering multiple perspectives, multiple possibilities, that we're looking at how can we develop our understanding. And this is really what the process of synthesis is. The actual definition is considering various viewpoints in order to create a new and more informed viewpoint. You've already done this to some degree with your research essay, because with your research essay, you were gathering different sources and coming to one central kind of conclusion or claim. This essay is going to be just a little bit different because you are going to bring multiple sources into each body paragraph. So it's a similar task, but it's just slightly different, a little bit more nuanced in what you are doing. So synthesis, it's where we consider the different viewpoints, but again, it's to help us develop a new or more informed viewpoint. So you have to make sure that you actually understand what the sources are saying, but you have to be able to expand on those ideas, challenge them, fill a gap in their understanding. So maybe you're looking at a text and you're like, wow, this is a really cool idea, but I think they're kind of missing this one aspect. If you could find another source that fills that gap, that could be the act of synthesis. If you find a source and it challenges the first source that you read, maybe that could be synthesis. Or if you are looking at a source and you're like, wow, this one really expands what that first one is saying, it elaborates, it gives more detail, more kind of context, that's also synthesis. So synthesis is not merely summarizing the text. You're not just reiterating, okay, this is what they're saying, this is what they're saying. You do have to understand what the source is saying, but the source should enhance your argument. They're not replacing your argument. So your position is still the central factor, and all of your sources are still supporting your argument, your analysis. So you want to consider what is the relationship between the sources and your argument. Again, is it in opposition? Are you using it as a counter argument? Are you using it in support? Are you using it to fill a gap, to make this connection between them? What are you trying to do with these 2 sources? So this week we are going to be continuing looking at the last lecture, and you are going to be synthesizing to some degree the second part of the book alongside either the article or the TED Talk, and you're going to start to brainstorm, start to think about how the sources come together. Next week you will be creating a more formal outline. You're going to draft a thesis statement and do some peer review, and then the following week is when the essay will actually be due. Please make sure you're looking at the weekly overviews for all of these reminders. Make sure you're looking at the syllabus and the course the course weekly overview, just to make sure that you're staying up to date with these last few weeks of class. You're in the home stretch. You've got this. As always, if you have questions, concerns about anything at all, please reach out. I'm here for you.